One day, out of the blue, the Betcher family had to face a problem they never imagined possible. Their daughter, Jessie Ann Betcher, a perfectly healthy teenager with no prior health issues, suddenly fell ill. With no warning, this family was faced with the possibility of losing their daughter. Jessie was diagnosed with a form of cardiomyopathy, which is a heart condition with no known cause. At 17 years of age, after battling for quite some time, Jessie was hospitalized and informed she would not live without a heart transplant. She was put on a waiting list, and surprisingly, after 3 days on the list, good news arrived. A man in his 20s had made a life-changing decision to be an organ donor. Jessie is now an active college student who will be 22 this year and is still going strong thanks to this young man's decision. Maybe this young man didn't realize how important organ donation really was. Maybe he did. But when was the last time you considered being an organ donor? Was it when you went for your first driver's license? This one decision, like the one made by this young man, changed Jessie's life. I would like to share some very important facts, statistics, and pros and cons on the matter. Perhaps Jessie's story doesn't really give meaning to the importance of organ donation because you don't really know her personally. In that case, let me name a few people you may know who have undergone organ transplants. George Lopez, an actor-comedian, received a successful kidney transplant in April of 2005. Natalie Cole, a singer-songwriter, also received a kidney transplant in 2009. Mickey Mantle, a Hall of Fame baseball player, is another who received a liver transplant. There are many organ donors you may know as well, such as Dick Cass, the president of the Baltimore Ravens, or Ann Serrano, the wife of George Lopez. Now that I've named a few people you can associate with this issue of organ donation, let me give you a few facts you may not be aware of that can be helpful in making the decision to donate. More than 111,000 people in the U.S. alone are waiting for organs for transplant. And there are 6 organs that can be transplanted. These 6 are the kidney, liver, heart, lungs, pancreas, and intestine. On average, 18 people die every day while waiting for organ transplants here in the U.S., and every 11 minutes another name is added to the waiting list. The success rate for organ transplants is between 80 and 90%. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives and improve the lives of up to 50 others by donating tissues and corneas. Statistics show that of all organs, the kidneys are the most in demand and most frequently donated. The factors that determine who receives an organ include severity of illness, time spent on the waiting list, and blood type. Financial or celebrity status has no bearing on determining who receives a transplant. These are all staggering numbers that magnify our need for more donors. But let's look at the pros and cons to donating life. A con would be that if we choose to donate an organ before we pass away, such as a pancreas, there could be implications that come with learning to live without all or some of the organ donated. A pro to donating is that you can specify for your body to be donated for scientific studies. There is a misconception by some that donor bodies are often kept on life support while tissues are removed. In reality, the body is sometimes put on a ventilator to keep the heart pumping fresh blood into the tissues and other organs to prevent possible failure. One other con is the donor's inability to choose who will receive the donated organs. Of both pros and cons, the greatest benefit to donating an organ is giving life to up to 50 others. Any donor must believe that all life is sacred, regardless of the recipient's lifestyle. We have looked at pros and cons to donating. Now let's look at several ways to become an organ donor. One way is while applying for a license or a non-driver identification card at your nearest Department of Motor Vehicles. There is an option to donate. If you would like to change your license to state that you are a donor, specify at the counter. Another way to donate is to simply go online and download a donor registration enrollment form. Fill it out directly on the website, print it, and mail it to your state's Department of Health. This information and more can be found online. Now, given new information, I urge you today, if you are not already a donor, to reconsider your opportunities to give life to someone else. Please make an informed decision and help someone else in need. You never know when that someone in need is you or someone you love. Your organs can sustain you no longer when you are gone, but they can give someone else life.